Hey guys, and welcome back to the MWS channel. A bit of a different video today. So I am going to be walking you through the top 10, well, kind of best teams, most challenging teams to use in FM if you're just beginning to start, because I know this coronavirus thing is leading to a lot more people obtaining the game in some fashion. It's been free for about 2 weeks now as this video is recorded, and if you've decided to buy it afterwards, welcome to the FM gang, and hopefully you can take some of this advice on board and pick your team to do your career mode with. So team number 1, as you will see right now, is the Red Devils. The Ami Salford City, sitting in League 2. By the way, we're going to go to League 2 to the Premier League, so if you want a Premier League team, skip towards the end of the episode to find them. But I've started with Salford in 10th place because I feel like, although it's a bit of a challenge, as you might have seen there, the media prediction is coming first. So you'll have to get winning games really comfortably, and soon. They've got a really good squad nonetheless. You should be getting promoted. They've got good young players. They've got a tie with Man United. Old players like Darren Gibson of Man United. Ashley Hunter on loan. If you can get him a permanent signing after that, it's amazing. The Fleetwood player is an absolute beast, along with Adam Rooney, who they've got from Aberdeen when they were in the National League. A massive talisman striker. And here are the aims and objectives if you want to pause and have a look for them. Well, I'd say a bit harsh, but a good challenge and a good team to start off your career modes with, in my opinion. You get 20k to manoeuvre with, but you've got loads of players who you can sell. I couldn't manoeuvre it at this point, but a good team nonetheless. Moving on to the next team in this one, it is the Vegans, the Rovers, the Forest Green Rovers, a team that not many people like, along with Salford City. These are second place in League 2. Oh, shall I say, expected to come second place. This is a better team in my opinion than Salford just because of the youth. The team is so young. As you can see, even in the aims it says sign players with an age of 22 for the future. And when I go through them, they're all 22, 23 years old. They're all a young bunch of players that you can build for. The expectations are a bit challenging as well, but you get a bigger budget to start off with if you want to go and spend some. Players that I've picked out in this is Nathan Ginley, a centre-back who always tries to get bought by other clubs, along with Ebu Adams, another player who can grow. Aaron Collins, always wanted from MK Dons when I've done a Forest Green mode. And George Williams, another good player in the middle. So this is a really good team to start off with. A lot of prospects. Odin Bailey as well on loan from Birmingham City. A lot of loan players and a lot of players that are really young and you can build for the future with and have a good career mode with. The next team in this one is another good team in League 2, the last one, the Bantams, Bradford City. A team that's just gone down, and to be honest, I think it's a bit lenient, the objectives. Come 6th and get in the playoffs. They want you to go up through the playoffs, but you don't really have to. I don't think you get sacked if you don't. A really good team in this one here. You get I think you get no budget to start off with, but the players on show aren't the youngest like Forest Green, but they're more pricey in my opinion. You've got the likes of Luke McGinn on loan from Sunderland, a really good loan player there. Powdy O'Connor, if you've seen my Sunderland career mode, this guy is a beast in the Championship, so it's a good player there. Ben Richards, Everton from Accrington Stanley beforehand, he's a good player. And you've got the old boys like Clayton Donaldson, Lee Novak from Scunthorpe, and then the likes of not young, but younger players in Curtis Guthrie for the future, and Jamie Devitt on loan from Blackpool, another good signing for a successful career mode with the Bantams. Moving on to League 1 now, we have Oxford, the U's, a team that I thought the expectations would be very different in this year's Football Manager because they are really doing well in the League 1 in real life. I think they're near the playoffs, there or thereabout, before the season got ended for the coronavirus. Hopefully it gets started up again, but the media predict you to finish 10th, and that is very lenient in my opinion. You should be finishing a lot higher than that with the players you have on show in this one. And to say they're a League 1 team, they've got a good wage budget that you have to stick to with the club's vision from the chairman. But yeah, this club is a very good one in my opinion, and many people's opinions. They're not just mine, these players like Robbie Dickey, who sell for 1.8, Elliot Moore, another young centre-back, really good defence in this one, Cameron Brannigan, the ex-Liverpool youth player, and Daniel Adji, or something like that, from Burnley, another good youth player, hasn't got the rating but can grow, along with Ben Wumburn on loan. If you could get him afterwards, that'd be amazing. A really good loan player. Nathan Holland from West Ham, he usually goes out of contract when I've used Oxford in this one. I've used all these teams briefly. I got him straight after. Marcus Brown from Middlesbrough, he's possible to get. Didn't decide to get my options open with him, but another good team in Oxford. The next team is the Black Cats. I've done a series with these. I've left them controversially, but you should have a better season with me. They finished predicted to finish first. They've got some good players, which should probably make it capable for you to finish there. The Bailey Wright, Semedo from Bristol City, Max Power in the middle, who's an absolute unit, and $1 million to spend. So a really good team in Sunderland, who you should be taking up the leagues. The next team moving on to the Championship now is Sheffield Wednesday, predicted to finish 12th, and I picked these because you can either go both ways, and if you get on the good side, it is good, but if you go on the bad side, you're probably going to get sacked. So it is a bit of a challenge, this one. As I've said, they're going to be challenging, but they've got good players like Iorfa, so you're definitely capable of going all the way to the Premier League if you're careful with your money and everything. Massimo Luongo, a player who you can just sell straight away, get a bit of money for the Aussie, and Adam Reach, another good, they've got loads of good midfielders, along with strikers, a whole bunch to choose from, including Connor Wickham and Josh Windass on loan. You got no money to spend, so you're probably going to have to sell up if you want some new players, but a really good team to start your career mode with. Moving on to the next team in Notts Forest, another good team. These predict you to get in the playoffs, but it's not adamant on going up. They've got a good youth setup here. Matty Cash, a player who Milan was after, and I think you could sell him for about 20 million straight away if you need some money. Worrell as well, on loan at Rangers last season. Tyler Walker, a youth player who can grow to be in your first team. Then you've got the old boys as well, so you've got a good mix. Ben Watson, Heffley, and Joe Lolly, who I showed first. Another player who I think was underutilised at Huddersfield in Diakabi, who you can use. 3.5 million still to spend. You should be getting to the Premier League straight away with this team. Next team going to the Prem now is Norwich, and you're probably thinking, why the hell have you put Norwich in these? The predicted to finish 20th, the team isn't good enough. Hear me out on this one. Parachute payments, the players you've got, the youth, and the youth. You've got some old boys in this, but of course it still wants you to sign 21-year-olds in this. So you've got even harsher age restrictions, but better players on show from Adelia Smith in this, because you've got the old goalkeeper, so probably the first thing you'll have to buy is a goalkeeper, but you can get the money. 80 million tops I put on Aaron's, 50 million on Godfrey. Jamal Lewis, probably not worth selling yet, but 20 million. Cantwell, if you use him right, a lot of money. Pookie could just sell straight away and get a youth striker in. Really good money on show for these. They've got about 7 million in the transfer budget, along with a good youth setup and an under-23s as well. Adam Ida, Rocky Bashiri, some good players who you can send out on loan using your team. There we go, 7.5 million to spend. A lot more when you sell the players, and a good team to use in the Championship if you go down. Next team you should not be going down with, it's Sheffield United. Their Blades, a really good, solid team. And as you know, the really easy expectations on you here. You're predicted to fight bravely against relegation, but with it being over a year and the updates have gone through FM, you've still got the team that they've got now. So you've got the likes of Dean Henderson still on loan, Sander Berg. He can't be playing in the Championship. If you get these relegated, you're doing something wrong. You've got an array of strikers to pit with. Olive McBurney up front, another youth player that, well, kind of youth player, 23, who you can use. Not a big wage budget, but you should be comfortably mid-table in the Prem with this team. And finally, onto the big boys. Manchester United are my #1 spot, the big team. So if you're going for a big team, I'd recommend Man United. You might hate Man United, so you might not pick him. Fair enough, this is only me and a couple of others as suggestions, but this team and this setup is just made for a long career mode in Football Manager. You just got to spend money and just watch your team win. You've got to qualify. There's a lot of expectations, but you should be hitting these with Manchester United. I mean, best of the rest should be really easy, and you've only got a rebuild job on your hands. You've got Harry Maguire, who's in the rebuild, Wan-Bissaka, who's part of the rebuild, and a really good player, obviously. Mason Greenwood, the best youth player probably in the world at the moment. Hence, Mbappe. And then you've got to bring youth players through. So you've got Brandon Williams, you've got Bruno Fernandes, part of the rebuild, as well as Paul Pogba, who you can decide on what to do. Finally, you can just stop talking about Gunnar Solskjaer and do what you want with Pogba, along with the academy, because you've got the expectations to grow. But I don't see why any of these players on your screen now shouldn't be in Man United's first team. The likes of Nathan Bishop, Angel Gomez, Aidan Barlow, he can be in the Championship easily. And you've still got 15 million to spend. So you've still got the money to rebuild, even though you've got Bruno Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka and Maguire through the door in the same season. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But yeah, Man United are a team I highly recommend if you're going for a big, long save until probably FIFA 21 or Football Manager 21, shall I say. These are the pick for you because you can still get money, and the competitions are quite simple. The final of the Europa League, that's called the the Euro Cup, can't get my words out. you're only going to reach the final. You should be winning that, but yeah, these are only my suggestions. You don't have to take part in them, and this is the end of the episode. Hope you found some of these useful. If you want more of these tip videos, leave it in the comment section down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more of them anyway, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.